For reaction, let's welcome in our panelists now. Bob Barr, Jenny Beth Martin, and we're also joined by Jacquie Jordan, host of the Front and Center podcast. Welcome back.
Yeah, so let's jump into this. If I can, Jacquie Jordan, I'll start with you on this. What your thoughts on this breaking news here, leaving Congress to go to big tech?
As a media consultant, I actually think this is a fabulous move. There is nothing wrong with someone who's served in the public sector taking a position in the private sector. This is very contrary to the scandal that's happening at CNN, where they let go of Chris Cuomo to take on, because of the nepotism and around Andrew Cuomo, which to me is distinguishedly different, because CNN always benefited from having news anchor Chris Cuomo's relationship with his brother Andrew Cuomo as governor of New York. This is very different. This is a public sector person taking a private sector job. So I actually think it's a really great move, and I look forward to seeing what Nunes does with the Trump media company.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next in his career. In the meantime, though, Bob Barr, there are a lot of retirements happening as we approach the midterm elections. We've seen, I think, around 19 announced from Democrats so far. What do you think happens to this seat in particular, and what happens broadly at the midterms?
Frankly, I think that Devin would be better served, or the country would be better served, by him staying in the Congress. He has a very powerful position, even as the ranking member on the House Select Committee on Intelligence. And if, as anticipated, unless the Republicans really mess up, which they've been known to do in the past, we should have a fairly substantial majority in the next Congress, and he would be able to reclaim the leadership of a very powerful committee. So I would much rather have seen him stay there, duke it out in California, which he probably should win. He'd have a little bit more trouble than he has had in other elections. But there are a lot of good people out there that Trump could choose that have background in the law, in telecommunications, and so forth. So I would rather have seen Devin stay in the Congress. But we should have a pretty significant majority notwithstanding.
A little bit of time left here, Jenny Beth Martin, and I'm glad you brought that perspective, because it's not just about a seat. Look, this has been held red since 2000, so they're probably banking on this is going to stay red, it's going to stay a Republican seat. But he was up for the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee. That's a powerful position in itself. That would have been a powerful voice. Could this hurt Republicans in the midterms with a big name like Nunes leaving? Jenny Beth Martin.
Well, I think this just shows how important and how much of a threat Devin Nunes thinks that big tech censorship is of conservatives. He's giving up all this potential power he could have if he wins re-election, which is very likely, and Republicans take control of Congress, which we'll still have to see, but it looks good for them right now. And he's giving all of that up to make sure that conservatives have a voice when it comes to social media. It shows just how important he thinks that this threat of censorship is. And having personally been censored, my organization has been censored, I know how difficult it is to be able to get your word out. So I'm glad that he's taking this step. I think as far as who else in Congress will be able to do what Devin Nunes does, I think that people should members of Congress should look to him and his courage and his boldness and repeat that and do that. We need more members who act the way that Devin Nunes has.
We've seen a lot of congressional hearings when it comes to big tech, and of course we're waiting for any actions to potentially be taken on Section 230, again, that law made in the 1990s. Our thanks to our panelists, Jacquie Jordan, Bob Barr, and Jenny Beth Martin. We appreciate it, guys.
A new hour of National Report starts right now.